All right, so this time we're working with the sum formula for arithmetic finite sequences. This will not work in situations where you have the ellipses at the end of a sequence and it just keeps going on forever and ever. This is a finite amount of information that you're looking for. And of course, with the sum formula, you're looking to add the materials together in some sort of fashion. So there's a formula that we're going to use, and that formula that we're going to use today, we start out with S sub n, and the n is, if you remember back to some of the other videos, is the number of terms, and that shows up in multiple places. So the n goes in both of those places, and then we see it here, but this is our last term because this one is a known, and this one is also a known. And we'll get these pieces from our sequence. So our first term and our last term. So let's just jump right in. Find the sum of integers from 25 to 325. All right, so things that we already know. We know that there are 301 terms in the sequence. We know that our first term is 25, and we know that our last term is 325. All that information was given to us in this small statement here. So I've already started to put this into our formula, and I'm going to continue here. So it's S sub n is 301, so then we put our pieces in. 301 divided by 2 times the quantity. Now A1 is 25 plus our last, our A of sub n, is 325. Whoops. Okay, so when you add these pieces together and you multiply, your total is 52,675. And that would be written like that. All right, so this is when we have a finite piece. Now, in our sequence, all the information is given to us and we're able to figure this out. There's another situation where we have our ellipses that tells us that we're going to continually go on to infinity. However, the directions in this piece tell us to find the 15th partial sum. So we know that we're looking for 15 pieces in this case, and I brought my little post-it note over here with our formula on it so that I could fill it in as we go. All right, so some things that we already know. So we know that this, we're looking for 15. That piece is right there. So 15 terms. And we need to figure out A sub 1, and that's our beginning. So that goes here. And I'm going to put that under there so I know where I'm at. Now, we don't have everything we need, so we need to figure out our explicit formula to figure out some of the other pieces. So what do we know? We know that between each one of these, we're adding 8. So to fill out our explicit formula, we'd have A, and this is 15, 8, 15, we're getting that from here. And we need to start out with A sub 0. So to find A sub 0, just a little review, we go backwards with a pattern. So it was plus 8 going this direction, it's minus 8 going that way. So we know that that piece is negative 4. If we went this direction in our sequence, our next piece would be negative 4. So that comes to here. When we work that out, A to the sub 15, or to the 15th term, is 116. Now we know all the pieces to put into our equation. All right, so I already started us out. And we have 15 over 2. Remember, this is our n. That comes from here. our beginning and our end. Our beginning is 4, plus our end was 116. Let me get this out of the way. So when you work these out, you're still left with, so I have 15 over 2, and this is 120. When you work this all the way out, you have S equals 900. All right, give it a try.